I have spoken in other videos how Ezekiel's Son of Man prophecies are prophecies for the two witnesses. The Ezekiel 24 prophecy not only contains Yahweh's 5-point sign, that is his promise that he has sent me to you, it also is a prophecy against those of you who are in the Christian whorehouses that trample the bridegroom's shed blood under your feet. Our Messiah referred to himself as the Son of Man, and he referred to himself as the bridegroom. He also referred to the second witness prophetically as the Son of Man as well. The first part of the Ezekiel 24 prophecy starts out with the seething pot prophecy and the scum that is therein. It is a prophecy that reveals that the scum is going to be spilled out on a rock and exposed because it would not be covered. I'll show you in a bit where one part of the 5-point Ezekiel 24 sign is Yahweh's command for those of you who will return to him to cover your heads as a sign that you are agreeing to return to his covering you. The seething pot prophecy leads into a second tier of it that starts off with Ezekiel's bride dying. I'll pick up the prophecy in verse 12. I am worried that she has not come forth out from the great scum of her deception. Her scum will become fire. Today I will show you how this prophecy is referring to those of you who call yourselves our Messiah's bride. Verse 13, your uncleanliness is lewdness. Lewdness implies a heinous crime. Yahweh says elsewhere in his word that he is sending his wrath upon those of you who put no difference between the clean and the unclean. Because you are unclean before his face, his son sheds blood is departing from atoning for you. It is not atoning for you because you have refused the condition that he placed before you for it to have, in order to have it be applied on your behalf. Our Creator designed his statute of a woman being unclean when her blood departs from her to testify to us departing from his being his seed. When a woman's blood departs from her, it carries her dead, unfertilized seed from her. In the same manner, when his son's blood departs from being applied on our behalf, we depart from being his seed. He goes on in verse 13, on account of I would have cleansed you, but you would not be cleansed from your uncleanliness. You will no longer be cleansed from your uncleanliness until I let down my hot displeasure upon you. I, Yahweh, have spoken it, and it will come to pass, and I will do it. I will not dismiss, neither will I have compassion, neither will I sigh. I will judge you according to your ways, or according to your pathways, and according to your works, or according to your actions in the flesh, saith Yahweh Elohim. Yahweh's word was made to me, saying, Son of man, behold, I will take away from you the desire of your eyes with a plague. Do not mourn, nor weep, neither let your tears come. Forbear to cry, and make no mourning for the dead. Wrap a head covering upon you, put your shoes upon your feet, do not cover your lips, and do not eat the bread of men. So I spoke unto the people in the morning, and at evening my wife died. And in the morning I did as I was commanded. And the people said to me, Will you not declare to us what these things are that you do? Then I answered them, Yahweh's word was made to be to me, saying, Speak to the house of Israel, thus saith Adonai Yahweh, Behold, you have defiled my sanctuary, and your arrogance is your boldness. The desire of your eyes is that which your lives delight in. And you have forsaken your sons and your daughters to fall by the sword. You have sent them out of your nest on pathways that are leading them to the lake of fire. You shall do as I have done. You shall not cover your lips. You shall not eat the bread of men. Head covering shall be upon your heads, and your shoes upon your feet. You shall not lament nor weep. You shall banish your iniquities and mourn one to another, referring to mourning for your own abominations. Ezekiel's made to be a sign to you. You shall do all that he has done, and when this sign comes, you can know that I am Adonai Yahweh. He is saying that when this 5-point sign comes to you, you can know that it is from him. This sign is his promise. Son of man, will it not be in the day that I take from them their strength and their joy and their glory and the desires of their eyes and that which they burden their lives with and their sons and their daughters, that, and he goes on to say that it's not going to be you, Ezekiel, who brings this sign to this people. In the next verse, he says, will it not be in the day that I take from them these things, that he that escapes in this day will come to you to announce this sign to your ears? In this day Open your mouth wide to him which has escaped, and he will speak and will no longer be silenced. He is made to be a sign to you, so that you can know that I am Yahweh. Folks, this is such a no-brainer. Yahweh Elohim, the all-powerful, self-existing creator of all things, is not going to let an impostor bring forth his sign that is his promise. He says here to open your mouths wide and let the one whom he has sent to restore all things feed you his unleavened bread of life. Here is what you are being commanded to do through this Ezekiel 24 sign. Number 1, you are to cover your heads at this time as a sign of coming under the covering of his protective wings and as a sign of your agreeing to his condition to come under the covering of his son's shed blood. You are to put your shoes on your feet, which is symbolic of making straight your path to ready yourself for the second Exodus and to prepare the way for Yeshua's return. You are to flee to the mountains per our Messiah's instruction to do so now that the abomination of desolation has been revealed. Making straight your path is returning to the only straight path that there is, and this is our Creator's path. His path is his Torah with his statutes and judgments. This command is reflective of the first Passover night when they were instructed to keep their shoes on their feet and keep their staves in their hands. We are just a few days away now from when those who missed observing his Passover memorial in the first month are commanded to observe it in the second month. Today is the 4th day of the second month, and you are told to set aside the lamb or the goat on the 10th day and then observe the Passover memorial on the 14th day. Number 3, you are to not mourn or lament over the coming destruction of those who will not return to him. Rather, you are to only lament over your own abominations that you have done through your own not hearkening to our Elohim's voice before now. Number 4, you are to no longer eat the bread of men, which means that you are to let his unleavened bread of life become your source for your instructions that you feed your mind with. The unleavened bread of life is our Elohim's word, which includes his Torah. In Ezekiel 24:27, where I just read to you, he tells you to open your mouth wide to what he is restoring through his end-time messenger of the covenant and be filled. This command is telling you to stop listening to the false shepherds. What they speak is the bread of men. You are being told to turn from all of Satan's snares and flee from his distractions and cause your eyes to be single on Elohim's righteousness and on his kingdom. This is the same instruction that Yeshua came with about keeping our eyes single on the light. Number 5, you are being told to not cover your lip, which is symbolic of crying aloud with me in order to warn others to turn from their rebellion because his wrath is at hand. These 5 commandments tie in with the offering of righteousness that he has called for you to lift up to him at this time. He said that when one escapes out of the captivity and comes to you with a sign, you can know that it is from him. Like I said, the sign is his promise. The title of this video is Ezekiel's Bride. I named it this way because of Ezekiel's prophecies being for the Son of Man like they are. Like I said, our Messiah referred to himself as the Son of Man, and Christianity calls themselves his bride. As was the case with Ezekiel's wife, you are about to be killed by a plague if you do not turn from your whoredom to the Most High. The seething pot prophecy testifies that you are uncovered and you're about to be poured out upon the rock. About ready to be poured out upon Yahweh Elohim's word. It's going to judge you. You're about ready to be shown the shame of your nakedness. Turn from your rebellion to the Most High and turn to clothing yourself in his righteousness. If you do not, you are about ready to find out that you are unclean because his son's shed blood has departed from you, and you have departed from being the Most High's seed. Folks, this is real. His word testifies that he is sending his wrath upon you because you have profaned his Torah and you have polluted his Sabbaths and you put no difference between the clean and the unclean. He has restored his Sabbaths and he has repaired the breaches that were made desolate by Satan's servants like Saul of Tarsus. Lay siege to that which he has revealed and restored. Repent from your rebellion before his wrath is poured out upon you. Some of you believe that I am not his servant because so few have heard. The fact that so few have heard is part of the witness against you. The reason why so few have heard is because nearly all of you who have heard have not offered up to him the offering in righteousness that he has called for you to offer up to him. It is because you have covered your lips instead of hearkening to his command for you to not cover them. On top of this, when specifically speaking about the one who was to escape and be sent to you, his word even tells you to not despise the day of small things. His word says that you were not going to hearken to his servant when he sent him. But it says it's not because you will not hearken to me, but rather it is because you will not hearken to him. You think that you are the Son of Man's bride, but you are clothed in whoredom to his Father's ward. You are clothed in uncleanliness. The bridegroom has a name. His name is his Father's ward. I'll reread the verses that I started with today. Ezekiel 24. I am worried that she has not come forth out from the great scum of her deception. Her scum will become fire. Your uncleanliness is lewdness. On account of I would have cleansed you, but you would not be cleansed from your uncleanliness. You will no longer be cleansed from your uncleanliness until I let down my hot displeasure upon you. I have spoken it, and it will come to pass, and I will do it. I will not dismiss, neither will I have compassion, neither will I sigh. I will judge you according to your ways, according to your pathways, apart from his word, and according to your works, according to your lawless actions in the flesh, saith Yahweh Elohim. Repent, or dying you will soon die, just like the Son of Man's bride was killed by the Most High in the Ezekiel 24 prophecy. Thus saith Yahweh Elohim.